Welcome to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I'm Kathryn. How are you guys? I am good. How are you? Exciting day, yes. Hi, Jessica and Melissa. Thank you guys for being here. I am going to just open up the actual live because I am seeing the delayed. So let me open it up. It tried to do that for me and then I was a dummy and closed it, so that I can know we're on the same page here and see the chat. Okay, maybe this is, I'm trying something a little tiny bit new so that maybe I can see the chat too, but I don't know. No. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the affidavit and Lori's day in court. So let's do that right now. And I'm going to see. All right, never mind. I can see the chat if I stay here. So I'm just going to stay here because I can see the chat right there. So, so hi, Trevor. Thank you for the donation. I'm doing good. How are you? How's it going over there with all of y'all? Everything good? Did you see the court date, the court hearing today? You haven't been on Facebook or TV at all, Tracy? So you didn't see the hearing at all yet from Lori in court? Let's see. I know you guys aren't hearing any of that weird echo or anything this time. Like last time I saw an echo big time, but I think I'm getting better at this because now I figured out that I can just do this and put the Zoom thing right here and then see the chat. Yay! Progress. Hi, you guys. Okay, so hey. Lori was crying. I know. Well, she's probably crying because she knows she's never getting out of jail. So I have the affidavit, and good. No echo. I did it without that this time. Yay! Awesome. Hi, April. Okay. You think we're good? Okay. Awesome. All right. So the whole affidavit, we're not going to read it because it's very, the beginning is really similar. Like the police officer talks about his 2,500 hours in training and blah, 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 I guess to say who he is and what he is. Yeah, by the way, Chad is going to be heard tomorrow. I guess at 1 p.m. I can't promise I'm gonna be able to go live because that's right in the middle of my work day. So unless I can do it right at lunch, but who knows how long it's gonna talk. Hi, welcome, AJ, AK, Audrey, new here. I think so. I think Chad's being, because he got new charges today too, the same ones. Yes, they did file the same charges to Chad as they did to Lori. So they're one by one. Somebody just made a point that in Idaho, conspiracy to commit murder, whether you actually did the actual murder or not, has the same charge and they still could get the death penalty, and they'll all be tried together. I thought that was a really interesting comment because I had no idea about that. So that would be good. So even if they can't bring murder charges on them, they can bring conspiracy to commit murder and try them all at the same time and put them for the death penalty. So we can double check that, but it sounded like a super knowledgeable comment on today's comments. I have the hearing recorded live, Tracy, on my most recent upload. You can skip forward because we were waiting for it to come live and there was some noise and stuff trying to make it live. But if you skip forward in my video, I don't know, 10 minutes in maybe, you can see the whole live. You can watch it on here. So I should have highlighted the ones that were different or new that we hadn't heard before. We know, okay, Vallow moved to Rexburg. We know that. We know that they came and looked for the kids and Lori lied and Chad lied and everybody's a big fat liar. And then they just repeat that the detective had stopped Chad and asked her if he knew where Lori was, and he lied and said he barely knew her or didn't really know her and didn't know her phone number. So shortly after calling me, Detective Hermosillo called me again and indicated that he saw Daybell driving a black Chevy Equinox away from the residence. This is back in November. Detective Hermosillo stopped Daybell and asked him again if he had seen JJ. Chad responded that the last time he seen JJ was in apartment 107 in October. He also admitted he did know Lori Vallow's phone number. Really? Because you're probably married to her, so good. Might as well come clean with that one. And provided it to Detective Hermosillo. Then the same day, they spoke with Lori in her apartment 175. They identified themselves as the Rexburg Police Department officers. Vallow told us that JJ was in Gilbert, Arizona with Melanie Gibb. We obtained Gibb's phone number from Vallow. This encounter was recorded on body cam. Gosh, I want to see that, don't you? I want to see a body cam. We ended our contact with Vallow and immediately attempted to call Gibb. We were unable to contact or speak with her at the time. Vallow also informed Rexburg Police Department that Tylee was attending BYU, Idaho, and living with Vallow. They don't think they can check this stuff? Like, what is the matter with their brain? And they really think they can get away with murder when they can't even lie well. I mean, come on. I'd say, oh, no, she's on, backpacking through Europe or something with 10 college kids or something. I don't know. Because she's on a mission backpacking through Europe and there's no way to contact her. I mean, some stupid stuff like that. She's down in South America, Nope, she's at BYU. Okay. And it says, because Detective Stubbs and I were unable to contact Gibb, we immediately contacted Vallow again and requested that she call Gibb. At this time, Vallow told us that Gibb and JJ were at the movie Frozen 2, and so it was unlikely they would answer. Ma'am, could you please call your friend Melanie that has your son for us? Oh, well, yeah, I can call. I can call. Do you really want me to call? Because they're at a movie. They're watching Frozen 2. Yeah, they're watching Frozen 2, so they're not going to answer the phone. Because, in movie theaters, you can't have your phone's on anymore. That's really bad. People get really mad at you, so probably can't get a hold of them. Sorry, officer. Okay. Okay. I'm not. She's so stupid. She's so stupid. So it was unlikely she was going to answer. And we told her to call her and have Melanie Gibb contact us so we could verify the location of JJ. By the evening, so she probably fake dialed. Yep, went straight to voicemail. Went straight to voicemail. Hi, Melanie. I just have a really quick question for you because there's police officers here for some reason and they're just worried about JJ. And could you just please call me back to tell them that you're at the movie Frozen with JJ? But I know you probably won't get this message because you're at the movies and your phone's off. Okay. Okay. So. Some of this is so stupid and unbelievable, the lies she told, and that she thinks she could actually get away with this stuff. By the evening of November 26th, we still had not heard from Gibb. So Rexburg Police Department informed Detective Ryan Pillar. See, I don't think she ever even contacted Melanie, although she did contact her. I don't know, because Melanie says she told her to tell a lie. So where in there is the lie supposed to, the Frozen lie? So she must have called her and said, you got to lie. Maybe after she did her fake call, then they left. She called Melanie and said, the police call you, you're at Frozen, okay? You like my snarkiness? Thank you. My allergies are so bad right now, though. It's like my eyes are blurring, but my snarkiness will not go away from that. Then, let's see. She said, okay, so the department called, blah, blah, blah. Detective Hermosillo was informed later that evening around 9:30 p.m. that Gilbert police went over to Melanie Gibbs' house. Thank you so much. Fun to cruise, always. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. Much appreciated, the $9.99 donation. Very much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. So 9:30, they went over there. She wasn't home, but Detective Pillar contacted her by phone, and she stated that JJ was not staying with her and had not been there for several months. So it's the same day. Why are people saying that Melanie Gibb waited weeks to answer the police about not having JJ? It was the same day. She just couldn't get a hold of her, and she wasn't home when they went to the house. On December 6th, Detective Hermosillo was contacted by Gibb. Okay, so then that's what they're talking about. So she contacted, she said, he's not here. And then on December 6th, she contacted them and said, by the way, oh, you're talking, I see what you're talking about, Carrie. Okay, that both Daybell and Vallow called Gibb on November. So she called, Melanie Gibb called back in and told them, yes, I was contacted by Chad and Lori, both on November 26th at separate times. And first by Chad, who told her she probably would be contacted by the police in regards to JJ's location. And then she told him that, but Chad told me not to answer the call. And then Gibb informed Rexburg police that she was confused by this request because she had been told by Vallow in late September, early October, that JJ was living with Kay Woodcock, who is JJ's grandmother. So Gibb asked Daybell if JJ was living with Kay, and he told her that JJ was not with Kay. Then she was soon contacted by Vallow on her phone, and Vallow had asked Gibb to tell the police that she had JJ and asked Gibb to tell the police that she had taken JJ to the movie Frozen 2. Vallow further asked Gibb to take a picture of some children in a manner that would make it appear that Gibb had JJ with her and send her that picture to the police. Gibb informed Vallow that she would not lie to the police, and Gibb did not comply with Vallow's request. So she's like, I'm not going to do that, Lori. I'm not going to pretend I have JJ, is what she's reporting back. And okay, so then about the conversation where she's talking about Charlie saying, I'm not a zombie mom. It says in early 2019, Gibb was present with Vallow during a telephone conversation between Vallow and Daybell. Okay. This conversation was in response to a vision of Vallow that her husband Charles and her son JJ were going to die in a car accident by January 1st or 2nd of 2019. Oh, and JJ? She said JJ was going to die in a car accident too, which did not happen. During and after the conversation, Vallow told Gibb that Daybell had informed her that while Charles had not physically died in an accident, his spirit had left his body and been replaced by another spirit, became dark spirit. And the dark spirit was named Ned Schneider. Gibb had informed law enforcement the word zombie was introduced weeks after to describe an individual whose spirit has left their body and been replaced by another spirit. The new spirit inhabiting the person or zombie's body was always a dark spirit. At some point after Gibb first learned this doctrine from Vallow and Daybell, she was informed by Vallow and Daybell that they believed it was their mission to rid the world of zombies. When Vallow initially spoke to Gibb about getting rid of zombies, she spoke about saying prayers to remove dark spirits from the human bodies they had inhabited. This information, sorry, my paper. This information had been corroborated by electronic communications made by Vallow and Daybell. So after the death of Daybell's wife on October 19th, 2019, Gibb was informed by Vallow that when a person became a zombie, their original spirit left their body and entered limbo and is trapped and cannot progress to paradise. Vallow then informed Gibb that for the person's original spirit to be freed from limbo, the person's physical body had to die. Despite the teaching that a physical body needs to die, Gibb reports she was never told by Vallow or Daybell they had planned to carry out a physical killing themselves. At the time Gibb was told this information by Vallow, she was still under the belief that JJ was with his grandmother Kay. and that Tylee was at BYU, Idaho. Melanie Gibb has further informed Rexburg Police Department that sometime in the spring of 2019, before the death of Charles Vallow, that Lori Vallow called Tylee a zombie. Okay, here's that part I was going to talk about. Gibb was on the phone with Lori and heard Lori call Tylee a zombie, to which Tylee responded, "Not me, Mom." Upon unsealing of my probable cause affidavit in State versus Daybell, Gibb spoke with me and clarified that Lori herself told Gibb that Tylee responded to be called a zombie by saying, "Not me, Mom." So she never heard her say, "Not me, Mom." Gibb did not hear Tylee say these words herself. This arose out of Lori requiring Tylee to babysit JJ, and Tylee did not want to. Lori Vallow also told Gibb that Tylee had turned into a zombie when she was 12 or 13, which was approximately the same time Tylee had become difficult to deal with. Gibb further informed me that she was told by Daybell and Vallow that they held religious belief that they were part of the Church of the Firstborn, and their mission in the church was to lead the 144,000 mentioned in the book of Revelation. On January 26, 20, a search warrant was served on Chad and Lori Vallow in Kauai. Their children were not found. Okay, so that's all repeat right there from Chad's stuff. So I'm gonna go forward here. That's all old stuff. Okay, we know all that. We know, and then it goes into the cellular analyst stuff where we know that they were tracking. Now, see, Alex apparently, see what I'm thinking is Alex had his own phone with him the whole time. And they were able to track him, but Chad and Lori were using those burner phones. But that's why Lori said, "What? Alex used his phone when he was digging in the backyard? Oh my goodness. What a dumbass." Because we're so much smarter than Alex. Okay. Then they go into where the phone exited the west entrance of Yellowstone from 1845, so 6:45 p.m. to 1902. Then he returned to Rexburg at 8:37 p.m. The phone was then at Lori's apartment until 9:35, at which time Cox appeared to go to the Maverick on Main Street at 21:43 until 21:53. Cox then went back to Lori's apartment. Blah, blah, blah. We know that's all in Chad's stuff too. There was stuff in here. It says, through this investigation, the Rexburg Police Department and FBI have seized, searched, and analyzed multiple cellular devices pursuant to search warrants. On June 1, 2020, I was informed by Special Agent Ricky Wright of the FBI that the FBI had been examining a phone believed to be owned by Tamara Daybell, and the FBI found this text conversation between Tammy and Chad on September 9th, which is the day after the last known sighting of Tylee in Yellowstone National Park. You know, when they dug up those bones, it does say that there were no raccoon bones found in there at all. So, looking bad, Mr. Chad. And then that's the whole conversation again that they had in Chad's gonna shower now. And we had I've had an interesting morning, Tammy dear. I felt I should burn all the limb debris by the fire pit before it got too soaked by the coming storms. So I did so. I spotted a big raccoon along the fence. I hurried and got my gun. And he was still walking along. I got close enough that one shot did the trick, and he's now in our pet cemetery. But there's no raccoon in the pet cemetery. Tammy back to Daybell, or Daybell to Tammy, gonna shower now and go right for a while at BYU, love you. And then Tammy, good for you later. And then I'm back home now. Then he went in and it's the same paragraph. Weird, because raccoons are normally nocturnal, and then it goes into the neighbors again, saying that they never used that fire pit until recently. And then then they go into saying that they talked to Tammy's sister about the pet cemetery on the property because Tammy had shown it to her, and they showed an aerial photo. Okay, so that's all. Then we know that Alex Cox appeared to be at the Daybell property. And then on June 3rd, they interviewed Melanie Gibb and her boyfriend, David Warwick, in Pleasant Grove, Utah. They discussed in depth the weekend of September 22nd and 23rd due to the fact that both Gibb and Warwick stayed at Lori Vallow's residence in Rexburg that weekend. Gibb informed me, consistent with information she has previously given to law enforcement, that she arrived in Rexburg on September 19th. Soon after she arrived, Lori Vallow informed Gibb that JJ had become a zombie and pointed out behaviors such as sitting still, watching TV, climbing, saying he loves Satan, increased vocabulary, blah, 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 blah. The last time they verifiably saw JJ was the night of September 22nd. And Warwick informed us that it was late and that Gibb, Vallow, and Warwick were going to do a podcast. And Warwick said that Vallow told him that JJ was acting up, so Cox took JJ to his apartment. And when Cox returned later, he was carrying JJ, who appeared to be asleep with his head on Cox's shoulder. But that's repeat. And then he woke up the next morning on the 23rd, and he asked where JJ was, somewhere between 8 and 9 a.m. And Vallow told him that JJ had acted like a zombie and had been crawling on the kitchen cabinetry and had gotten on top of the cabinetry in the space between the cabinetry and the ceiling. And she informed Warwick and Gibb that when JJ had climbed upon the cabinetry, she just tells these most bizarre stories that no one would ever believe. And then she still gets away with it for a while. It's really weird. He knocked off a picture of Jesus, and then Vallow informed Warwick that Gibb and Cox had come and taken JJ. That Uncle Alex Cox took him because he was climbing up there like he's on, crawling on the ceiling upside down or something. But Vallow didn't say anything about harming JJ. And then 1 week after Gibb's September visit to Rexburg, Vallow informed Gibb that she arranged for JJ to go live with his grandma, Kay Woodcock. Vallow further told Gibb she had told Kay that she had cancer. This is a new one. This is something new. So apparently when Lori called Kay, so Lori tells Melanie, I called Kay to take JJ, and I told Kay that I have cancer in order to convince Kay to take JJ. Vallow further elaborated to Gibb that she had traveled with JJ and handed him off to Kay in the airport. Such a freaking liar. And then it goes back into the FBI task team analyzing Alex Cox's movements in the morning of the 23rd. He was on the Daybell property, and he was there from 9:55 to 10:12. The pings on his phone locate Alex near the pond on Chad's property at the northern edge of the property. Chad Daybell's property is located in Salem, Idaho. On June 3rd, I asked Special Agent Ricky Wright of FBI to analyze the frequency of Alex visits, and that's all repeated too from the Chad's one that I did the whole thing on the other day. I know the cancer card is so bad. That's bad karma there, Lori. Hope you get the worst kind now. I mean, come on, lady. What the heck? Hey, Robbie, welcome. I don't know how to give you the thing to call in without messing it all up. You want to tell me I can do it, and then you can call in and be on here with me. But I need to know how to do it from this point. And I don't want to screw everything up because I'm already a bumbling fool on this thing trying to learn new stuff live. I know, I don't remember how is there a way for me just to go? I don't know, Robbie. Is there a way for me to go? I don't know. I want to let Robbie come in, but I don't know how to do it. Anybody know once you're on the Zoom call? Hold on. Let's see. Chat, no. How to invite. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Okay, okay, the Zoom link. Okay, hold on. I know you guys like my Robbie, so let me see if I can figure it out. Then he can add his 2 cents and then I won't lose my voice. I always have to figure out something new. This is crazy. Okay, hold on. Let's see. The Zoom link. Because no. Participants. Invite. Copy link invite. Okay. Oh my gosh. I think I might be doing it. This is a big deal right now, guys, because this is me doing something hopefully without having to try 4,000 times. Okay, Robbie, hold on. Here it is. All right, let me know if it works. Oh, here, there's also, 1 second, there's a password. Why is there a password? That's so dumb. All right, I'm coming back, folks. I'm like, all right, I'm back. Sorta. Okay, oh, I gotta admit him. Oh, yay, okay, cool. Are you admitted? He's joining. Yay!
Hey,
Hi.
hey, what's up?
Okay.
What's up?
Now I see this and not the chat anymore. You have to tell me if I'm doing it right.
Okay, let's see. So there's a delay, so let's give it a second. Well, there we go. So I see me. Okay, yeah, it's working. So it is working.
Oh, we're both there?
Mm-hmm. If you click in the Zoom window, there's a way to, if you click where it says speaker view and gallery view, it'll put it to where we're side by side.
Oh, that's great. Okay. There we go. That's what we wanted. Hey, way better this time. I'm getting better.
You got this. Good job.
I'm getting better.
Impressive.
Yeah, super impressed. So I'm going over the affidavit of the whole thing right now. And okay. I'm trying to keep the chat somehow open here too. I had it open on my computer screen, actually, believe it or not. Because I had that window open.
Yeah, super interesting how today went down. I love how at the end they're like, oh, so have you represented anybody else in the case? And he's like, no. And then the prosecutor's like, hold on a second. He just said in the court last time that he totally does represent Chad Daybell as well.
Yeah. What the heck? I saw that.
I thought that was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting for sure.
Yeah. He's full of baloney is what he is. He's like the best lawyer ever, not.
Right. I know. It's kind of interesting to watch that guy because he's just like a fail, like in a half. It's like, I don't know where he went to law school, but yikes.
Who said is this CNN? Yes, this is.
Yes, no. Welcome.
This is LFU.
Left Undone.
I'm trying to come up with the initials. I can't even get them off the top of my head here. So, we're talking about the fact that Lori used the cancer card. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah, just to give the kids to Kay and Larry. She's gonna say that she had cancer or something like that. I don't, but she never said it though to Kay. I know that Kay would like call
She just
her.
lied to Melanie. She said, "Oh yeah, I told Kay that I have cancer," but she never did that.
Sounds right. Sounds right. Of course.
She has too many stories.
Yeah, and I think it was it Melanie or somebody was talking about how like Lori. Oh no, it was our favorite Annie. I heard in a story or interview, she was talking about how Lori would just lie about little things, like, and she would just do it just to get away with it. And she'd talk about it, you know what I mean, like stuff that she didn't even have to, right? And like, I know people and have known people like that, and that's like the most like just toxic, like personality trait, and it's so telling of Lori Vallow Daybell. You know what I'm saying? It's just like on the money. You're like, wow, I wouldn't have never guessed that one. Oh wait, I did.
Yeah, she's a big fat liar. She knew we need a Lori big fat Pinocchio too.
Yeah.
Well, Melanie's next. You know, we kind of all know that Melanie's going down. There, you know, the Brandon and Melanie's court hearing is tomorrow morning. I believe it's in the morning.
It is. That's right. I hope East Idaho News covers it.
Yeah, I guarantee somebody will be outside, but it's a child custody hearing, so I don't think anybody will be able to get much on the inside, you know?
Yeah, I hear what you mean. I hear what you mean.
In my world, in my dream, I'm hoping that they just slap some charges on Melanie while she's leaving the court. Like, oh, by the way, you're being charged with this. Come with me.
Oh, that'd be great. And she needs it too. She needs it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there.
I'm curious if she's a co-conspirator, if she'll end up being a co-conspirator. Like, I feel like she's gonna catch some charges on this whole thing. Like, I don't think either Melanie is gonna walk away like completely unscathed, even though like they would have us believe otherwise. What do you think?
I just got some. Why am I getting texts about Chad Daybell's court hearing? Did I register for something? Court event for Chad Daybell was scheduled for 7/1/2020 at 1 p.m.
Thank you, Melissa.
Court event for Chad Daybell was scheduled on 11/1 at 1 p.m. Oh, okay, that's just it, the regular one. Okay, got it. Tomorrow. Chad's got court tomorrow. I wanted to find I was just trying to go through the affidavit and find the things that are a little bit different from the Chad's affidavit, because they give us a little bit more information. So, and then the trigger warning here, but they talk about members of the FBI ERT team removed the top layer of sod. Underneath the layer of sod were several large flat rocks. The rocks were removed and 2 pieces of flat paneling were found. The paneling was removed and investigators exposed a round object cover in black plastic. Similar paneling was found in a barn located on the property. So more evidence that Chad, you know, they're using your paneling from your barn.
Chadrick.
Chad, you know. I didn't know. I was at BYU writing a book.
I was at BYU's walking around the track with my love of my life, Lori Vallow.
Writing a book about my princess.
I was writing a book about Lori's ancestors from beyond the veil. They came to me in a dream last night, and I spoke to them, and we spoke of many things.
So I had to go right down right away, so I don't know what was happening in my yard.
I don't know. 2 dead bodies in my yard. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I was watching Crime Talk, and somebody asked Scott about the kids, and he straight up said if there were going to be charges, it would have already he doesn't foresee any charges. Basically, he didn't say if there were going to be, but he doesn't see any. I don't think the kids had anything to do with it either. But it's just like, how does?
Oh! I thought you meant charges for murder of Lori and Chad. Those kids. You mean his kids?
Yeah, Chad's kids. If they're going to get charges for conspiracy, because the conspiracy implies multiple people. We know Alex is going to be one of the co-conspirators, and he's in hell, burning. So it's like one of those kind of deals,
Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't think they would either on that, but But maybe that they didn't report something that they knew, maybe something like that might come down on them. I mean, have you guys seen Joseph Murray's posts of late, the last few days? He posts that he has to move, what was that, today or something about mulch? He wants to, he has mulch that he's trying to get rid of for free. I mean, come on.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, let me find it.
That's weird. I wonder what's in the mulch.
Well, isn't that terrible though? They're like taunting. I mean, come on.
It's taunting. Okay, I'm stupid. Like I didn't get it. But okay, I get it now.
Property, mulch, what, come on. Really? Where is that? You guys, somebody posted it this morning and I can't find it.
Freaking Chad, the D-bag.
Brian made a post about yesterday, Jessica. Did you put is it in our chat? I know. Trying to see where it is. I can't remember, but anyways, basically he put mulch up for free because he has to move again. And we know where he lives. He lives at Chad's house right now.
Oh, it's the son-in-law.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Our compost, that's what it is. Here it is, guys.
Free compost. You must haul. I'm moving. I need it gone by tomorrow afternoon. Wow. Is that on Instagram? That looks like an Instagram post originally. Thanks, April.
April.
Thanks, girl, for the source, Queen.
Everybody's sending it now. Thanks, you guys.
Yes, you guys are the best.
Yeah, you must haul. I'm moving and I need it gone by tomorrow. Why does he need the compost gone? Just leave it there. If you're moving, compost, seriously? I mean, I guess it's a nice thing to give people, but after everything that's happened on that property, compost, really?
Right.
Sorry, I was like mulch, compost, but compost.
I mean, no, they're like the same thing.
Sure.
It's the same thing to make that stuff. You need waste and things that have been biodegrading for a long time, right? Like poop, poop and stuff, like cow manure and stuff.
I know my son's making one out there right now as we speak. He's got about an air.
Oh, you've got chickens. That's right. You know a little bit about the country life.
Not really.
You know a little bit about
new. It's all new.
You know a little bit about the country living.
We're trying. We're working hard to figure it out. Okay, so then the paneling was a similar found on the barn and the property. Upon exposing the round object covered in black plastic, a strong odor was noticed. FBI ERT member used a small sharp instrument, made an incision in the plastic, and a layer of white plastic was observed. An incision was made in the white layer of plastic, exposing what appeared to be human remains, the crown of the head covered in light brown hair. The remaining dirt around the object was methodically removed, exposing what appeared to be a body wrapped in black plastic. The plastic appeared to be tightly wrapped around the body and secured with gray duct tape. And then Cheryl Anderson, the anthropology person, said, yeah, it's a human. And then they go back into Alex's phone, pinging. And then due to the depth and width of the grave the body was located in and the rocks paneling found in the grave, it would be impossible. Okay, this is this. I wanted to say this. Okay, so let me go back just a half a second. It goes like this. Okay, so as noted above, the GPS on Alex Cox's phone pinged twice on September 23rd, 2019, near the first site where the human remains were found. The GPS records indicate that Cox was at that location for a total of 17 minutes on September 23rd, 2019. Due to the depth and width of the grave the body was located in and the rocks and paneling found in the grave, it would be impossible for one person to have dug that grave, placed a body in it, placed the rocks and paneling in the grave, and covered back up in 17 minutes. So they're saying Alex might have done it, but he had some help right then and there.
Yeah, they're using that as proof that there was two people doing it, which I think is super smart.
Just that Alex is the dummy that kept his phone with him, and everybody else put their phone somewhere else or had burner phones, as far as we know right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right, Diana? Who's in that compost? Isn't that weird? Isn't that crazy?
You're right. It's taunting. It's like borderline taunting. It's like legal because like.
And he's been doing that. He did that with the bricks right around the fire. Like he was trying to get anybody have any more of these kind of bricks around the fire pit. And then one of our members, he told her to stop asking Sally, I think it was. Who was it? Then Joseph said to stop bringing up the bricks because they're like, why? He's been taunting. He's been doing stuff like that.
You know, and that's the thing is that I mean, if this guy wants to argue, I'll argue with this guy. I'll go right up. I'm unemployed. I'll go right to his doorstep and be like, "Yo, dude,
let's talk.
Let's talk. What about your mother-in-law? Oh, you just are okay with her being murdered. That's cool. You seem like a really good churchgoer. We should get your name over to your bishop right away. We want a full-on investigation."
Right?
Yeah. Does your bishop know that you're a believer of the church of the firstborn? Oh, bro, that's bad news. Looks like you and Emma are getting excommunicated at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really stupid for someone like that, like to get so mouthy and so taunty and so cocky in public. It's just that attitude. It's so Chad. It's so Chad. I am God. I am God attitude. I am so special, man. You know.
Right. Okay. So yeah, a compost. Then a second site of interest was located behind a red unattached outbuilding located roughly in the center of the property near a fire pit. Next to the fire pit is an area used as a pet cemetery. This site correlated to several GPS pings of Alex Tuck's phone on September 9th. Ground in this area was probed with a steel pole, and several areas of disturbed ground were located. During the search of this ground, a buried cat and dog remains were found. No raccoon remains were found. A backhoe was used to dig further layers of dirt. While doing this, bricks were located approximately a foot below the ground. Once the bricks were discovered, the soil was examined and what appeared to be two bones were located. Based on the condition of the first bones found, Cheryl Anderson was not able to determine whether they were human bones. Methodically, the dirt in this area was searched and several other items of interest were found, including other bones, charred tissue, and charred bones. Cheryl Anderson indicated that these additional bones, both charred and uncharred, and tissue found were human remains. Investigators provided photos of some of the partial remains that were found at the pet cemetery to Sarah Getz, PhD forensic anthropologist. Dr. Getz was able to identify those as being non-adult human remains. Around the time the head mentioned in paragraph 44 through 50 was discovered, Chad Daybell was observed leaving his daughter's residence in a gray SUV. And then they got him and they detained him. I wanted to read the part about Brandon identifying JJ. On June 11th, I observed the autopsy. Okay, so he observed the autopsy. On June 11th, 2020, I observed the autopsy of the body described in paragraph 44 through 50. The body had not yet been removed from the plastic covering it was found in. As the body was uncovered and face exposed, it was clear to me that this was the body of J.J. Vallow. The body was well preserved. While I had never met J.J. Vallow during his life, I am familiar with his face due to seeing many pictures and videos of him. I was further familiar with his haircut in the pictures I had seen of him in Yellowstone, which was shaved on the sides and back and longer on top. JJ was further identified by Brandon Boudreaux, who was shown an autopsy photograph of the body and face and was able to verify the remains were JJ.
I thought about this, and I think the reason why they had Brandon do it instead of like Kay and Larry is, I mean, obviously for obvious reasons, like Brandon Boudreaux probably doesn't have that, like, I don't know, that emotional attachment to the kids. You know what I'm saying? That Kay and Larry would, you know? or at least to JJ.
I would, if I was Kay and Larry, I would have wanted somebody else to do it. I wouldn't have wanted to see it.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. So that's because somebody was I saw somebody commenting or asking like, well, why, was that the decision, or whatever. And I think they made the right call. I don't know. I wouldn't want to see it if it was my family member.
We have a troll. Yeah, no, me either. And then on June 11th, I also observed the autopsy of the human remains described in paragraph 51 through 55. It was not possible to identify those remains by simply looking at them, as they were too damaged by fire and dismemberment and no longer had any recognizable features. However, Dr. Glenn Smith, an orthodontist and deputy coroner in the ADA County Coroner's Office, was able to identify these remains as belonging to Tylee Ryan by matching an irregular jawline with an x-ray of Tylee when she was alive. Despite identifying Tylee, law enforcement was advised that it would be wise to obtain DNA verification. We were informed that sufficient soft tissue existed, which was not burnt, that we would be able to test the DNA. We are in the process of having said tests performed. So that's crazy. I knew that the ground was good. Being so cold for so long probably preserved JJ really well, since they didn't do anything to his body like they did to Tylee. But I still don't understand the logic. The logic of why Tylee, or I guess probably, somebody said this and it's probably right. Originally, Tylee was the first to go, so they probably tried.
And Emma, sorry about that. Carrie pointed out, Robbie, I just realized their name were Joseph and Emma. So what's the connection about the name? Tell me the name connection, because I didn't make the connection there. Sorry, Kathy, I didn't mean to derail your statement. My bad. Carrie Christensen. So what's the connection there? Sorry about that. Jeez, I just derailed you. My bad.
No. I just wondering what the question is. So who's asking?
She was asking. Yeah, they said there's a. So Emma and her husband's name is Emma and Joseph. So is Joseph Smith's wife? Was she Emma? Joseph
Murray's wife is Emma, and Emma is Chad Daybell's daughter. Emma and Joseph are the ones. Emma is the daughter that went behind the lady with the
Joseph Smith's first wife, the Mormon creator.
Oh, Joseph Smith. Okay.
Yeah, his wife was also Emma. So that's what she's saying, is that there's a connection there. Interesting, huh? Interesting. Yeah. I wonder if they too think that they're like this special, like God, chosen type deal,
Right.
It wouldn't surprise me if they did.
Got it. Okay. I wasn't reading the chat, so I didn't understand. Like, why are you asking about Joseph and Emma? Are we still way back there about the
I didn't make that comparison either. I didn't even really realize that. No, you're completely right.
There's just so many weird coincidences.
Little connections, yeah.
They were the first leaders of the church. Interesting.
Sarah, Adrian, they are in the 144,000. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if everybody that we've talked about and that we've met so far is still in the group. Like, I don't know if both Melanies are still in the group. I don't know if they're out of the group. I don't know if they're still going to gather for the end of days in Rexburg, Idaho. I have no idea what the plan. I don't know. So far, it's only Chad and Lori that are in this group, because nobody else is coming forward and saying, I believe in the portals and the zombies and everything that Chad was talking about. Anyways, but yeah. Bye, Karen. Comment all you want. No one will see it now. Oh, I love it, Jessica. Get him, Jessica. Get him, girl. Yes, girl. Yes, queen.
Who are we fighting with here?
Oh, just probably somebody who's mad. People get mad. People get mad. Oh, yeah. That's okay. You can get mad. Hey, if you're mad, go and do something on behalf of Tylee and JJ and write your local legislature in regards to child abduction from the parents and the laws that are on the books, and that when there's a parent who's like Charles, who's trying to get law enforcement engaged and on the case, there's a little more some teeth the law can utilize. I feel like had the law had a little more teeth in the game earlier on, maybe we would have had a little bit different outcome. But who knows?
So yeah, as far as I was saying about why they dismembered Tylee and not JJ, they probably realized how difficult it was with all, oh my gosh, we have to do another fire. Oh my gosh, we can't get rid of, you know what I mean? And so at that point, I think
I got to go to Del Taco. This is going to take too long.
Right? They realized how hard it was, to do that. So then they probably just said, oh, well, we'll just bury him. That's all I can think of. Like, why would they do that to one and not the other? So that's the only thing I can think of about why they would do that to her, is because she was first, and then it was hard for them to.
I heard an interesting theory on why they may have done that. So it would be interesting to hear your take on it. But so I guess that in the LDS faith, like having your body intact is like a pretty big deal, like post-mortem wise. So basically they like, after you die, they want your body needs to be intact for you to be resurrected, and so that you could be recalled, like the Bible talks about or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so somebody was saying that they theorized the fact that her body was dismembered because in their faith they don't want her to come back. And I was like, oh, remember, because she's dark. Chad determined that she's a dark spirit. So I wonder if that's why. Maybe they don't, maybe in their belief system, they believe by dismembering her, that has an impact on her in the coming times where, Jesus is coming back, and everything. I don't know. Who knows?
Because JJ was not dark. Yeah. He was light.
And he was light.
Got him. He was still a light spirit.
Yep. Yep.
So his light spirit got booted, but it was still a light spirit. But Tylee was always a dark spirit, so her spirit got booted. But so that makes sense.
I think that what you were saying though, about it being like after whatever happened with Tylee, so she was killed first. Pretty much, we know that forensically, right? So I think after like their dismemberment or whatever the heck they tried to do with her body and all that, perhaps, I mean, just maybe perhaps, they realized, oh, it actually takes like 18 hours to burn a body. You know what I mean? Maybe this
temperatures, right?
Yeah. And maybe this, 17 minutes before it's time to go to lunch at Del Taco isn't going to be sufficient, you know what I mean, in order to get the job done. So,
right. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. So we know they're waiting for DNA on her. And then we know that they're talking, okay, so that goes, Alex died on December 12th. His death has been natural causes. So there's anything else new. Due to the facts listed in this affidavit, probable cause exists that Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow, and Alex Cox conspired to commit the crime of concealing and destroying, altering evidence they knew would be produced, used, or discovered as evidence in a trial, proceeding, inquiry, or investigation involving a felony. Chad Daybell performed at least the following overt acts in furtherance of the aforementioned conspiracy. He texted Tammy Daybell and told her about burning debris and burying a dead raccoon in the pet cemetery on September 9th. Deceptively acted as if he did not know Vallow very well and did not know Vallow's phone number when questioned by the Rexburg police on November 26th, despite the fact they were married at the time. Alex Cox performed at least the following overt acts in furtherance of the aforementioned conspiracy. Told Rexburg police on or about November 26th that JJ was with his grandma Kay in Louisiana. Transported JJ Vallow from Madison County, Ohio to Chad Daybell's property in Fremont County on September 23rd, 2019. So Alex transported JJ, they're saying. Lori Vallow performed at least the following overt acts in furtherance of the aforementioned conspiracy. Telephoned Melanie Gibb, asked her to lie to the police about the location of JJ, asked Gibb to create false evidence of JJ's existence and location, falsely informed Rexburg police that JJ was in Arizona with Melanie Gibb, falsely informed Rexburg Police Department that Tylee was attending BYU, Idaho, and living with Vallow, and refused to produce the children to the Rexburg Police or the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare as required by court of law. So, did we see that Lori cried in court today?
Yeah, I saw that. I was curious.
Crying for Lori, or was she crying? Now, somebody said she cried when they told her $1 million bail, but she was crying when they were talking about Tylee, is what I saw.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. And I was like, you can't cry now. Like, I mean,
right?
You know, you already did all this. I mean, and I don't know. She almost made it look like it was like allergies. Like, you know what I mean?
But then she reached over and grabbed the tissue. And then Colby, watching him on the Zoom video was so hard. You could tell, like, honestly, he just looked like he had been crying, and just because all this new stuff happened yesterday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think he might have just had hope that she was convinced by other people or something, and she was just protecting others or something like that. But I think this just made it real.
Yeah. Did you see how his wife was just smirking? Like, some of the smirks that she made, I was like, yeah, me too. I totally, yes.
I know. I would have been like this. Yeah, right. I mean, I was.
I know. I'm like surprised they were able to like keep their composure.
Yep. Really, truly amazing that they were able to keep their composure. So, what other questions, people? Colby's vibe was so hard. I know, it was just terribly heartbreaking. And then people that are still picking on Colby for the GoFundMe. Somebody made kind of a crappy comment that, oh, Colby, his wife could afford eyelashes, but Colby needs a GoFundMe. Well, I don't know. I don't wear false eyelashes, but they're really not that expensive. You could go in and get a pair for like a good pair for less than like $10, So I don't think that we need to pick on Kelsey for her eyelashes, because
His whole life has been flipped upside down. I mean, it's so rude to like, I mean, at first I was kind of like, why does he have a GoFundMe? But then after like there's more information, like Charles had co-signed on a car for him, and I guess was making payments for him, and that went away as soon as, obviously Charles is, gone. It sounds like he's never had a stable like parent besides Charles, who's not even his like parent, it sounds like. So it's like, I feel bad for him, and whatever costs that are associated with, I mean, even if you do interview for jobs or you're trying to be a part of a regular, normal working life right now, and that situation is probably so difficult, right? He's probably under a microscope.
Oh yeah, it would be hard. And with like all this stuff going on, court dates are left and right. And obviously he wants to be available for them. And I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. At first I was totally on the same page. I'm like, why does Colby need a GoFundMe? He's grown up. He can go to work. And again, at that point, we didn't know the kids were really dead. We thought they could be hidden somewhere, or hoping they were hidden somewhere.
Yeah, we didn't understand all of it either. And then also, I'm sure that he's probably had to retain at least some sort of legal presence, and all this, for whatever statements he can or can't make from the FBI throughout their interviews with the FBI and stuff. Like, he's probably had to obtain some sort of legal counsel, albeit most likely anybody involved would probably do it, pro bono or whatever. But I don't know. That's just speculation. I don't know if that's at all true or whatever. I could just imagine that you would have to go through some sort of, like, for instance, like Summer and Lori's mom, right? They have like Summer's statement is a very professional lawyer written statement, except for that one line where she goes, if you want me to say I'm sorry, you're right, or if you want me to come out and say that I was wrong, then here it is, I'm wrong. And you're like, whoa. But everything else in the letter is just like really well articulated. Somebody who went to Harvard or Yale wrote it. It's like, okay, you know what I mean? And then just that one, but yeah, like I'm thinking like, you know, he would probably need some sort of, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm reading what Jessica's saying to somebody. What's the source about JJ biting Chad? What is that? Somebody said JJ bit Chad. I'd bite Chad. Ew, it would taste terrible though.
True.
Yeah, I mean, and he's not old. He's young. Really, he's not. You know, he's in his early 20s. He's not like, I don't know. It's a lot. His siblings, his mom's a murderer of his siblings, you know, and hell just boiled over for their whole world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. Sometimes these chats get too crazy. Oh, I don't know. It might just be a baloney troll, Jessica, maybe. I don't know. I mean, if there's nobody with a source. Okay. I don't know how relevant that really is anyways. My daughter was a biter, man. She used to bite everybody. It's horrible. It's just like, and now she turned out to be my most productive child on the planet of the four of them, the most well-rounded. So, and she used to bite everybody. Oh, so, okay. All right. So that, I guess that's all really about the whole today. And Chad's got court tomorrow with new charges. They haven't released that extra part of his affidavit yet, have they? And but Mark Means just kills me. That is just so funny that he would say. So I kind of missed a little bit of that. So he said, they said, do you represent anybody else in this case? And he said no. And then
yeah, so he came back and he said no, which I was waiting for him to say yeah, like or explain, but in court it's like yes or no. So it's like he said no. And then, you know, the prosecuting attorney was just like, whoa, wait a second here. I'm pretty sure that you said last time we met in court that you represent Chad as well. Yeah, he's a liar to the judge. Exactly right. April Parker.
And then what was his response? I think I was too busy still doing all this.
So the judge put it, I guess they're gonna note, like, sidebar it and notate it and discuss it and dissent on it or something, or whatever the official term is.
Okay.
Scott Reich was saying that he thinks that the worst that could happen, the worst that could happen is that this lawyer, Mark Means, could get like a reprimand or a write-up or disciplinary action for basically lying before law, but he probably won't get disbarred or anything. He most likely could, if anything, get taken off of the case because of the representation on Chad's side.
But Chad had a whole different lawyer that's in the same office building.
But now, right, but that's what they're saying now. And so Scott was saying, yeah, we can actually prove that you have like ties to them, like you know what I mean? Like you have a whatchamacallit, like not like an interest or whatever to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, really interesting stuff. Really interesting stuff. So we'll see what happens if he gets taken off, which I mean, I don't like that attorney anyways. So I'm like all about him getting taken off. I think that's a great idea. I think the sooner, and you know, I think that actually somebody was saying, Scott was saying too, he's like, well, if she ends up with the public defender, she ends up with the public defender. And I'm like, yeah.
I don't think it's going to be any worse for her.
Oh, dude, she's I think they're both.
Is not a prize.
Nah, dude. I don't think they're. I think they're both super toast. I don't think there's like. I don't think there's any lawyer in the land. One person might cave on the other. Like that's another thing Scott was saying is that one person in these cases, typically they'll start to think about the cold hard time and they'll go, so I'm gonna get a deal. So interestingly, we'll have to see if either of them flip. And then he pointed out how, did you see how in court, how Mark Means was like, oh, she wants to be addressed as Mrs. Daybell. Because he called her Miss Daybell. He's all Miss Daybell.
And her Miss Daybell after that.
Yeah, well, he's the judge. It's his courtroom. What are you gonna do? Correct the judge, Mrs. It's all the same. I didn't call her, Frankenstein or Mary Todd Lincoln. You know what I mean? It's pretty accurate. So, yeah. Yes.
I've made fun of that so many times from the first time she did it. And they're like, "What would you like to be called?" And she's like, and then of course today she probably did it again to Mark Means. Tell them to call me Miss Daybell.
It's ridiculous and so cringy too.
Mrs. Daybell. Oh my God, I'm already messing it up. But yeah, I mean, come on. If that's the biggest thing you got to worry about there, Lori girl,
you got much bigger problems, right? Like she has big problems. I wonder, I'd love to know about
email it.
I'd love to know about the sorry. I'd love to know about her if she really did flip out when she found out about the bodies being found and everything. I want to know, like I'm curious to know.
I want to know too. We were supposed to get the scoop, but nobody ever gave us the scoop on that. No, somebody just said, "Are you and Robbie related?" No, only by this case we are related.
Yep.
And no, he just happened to be one of my mods, and he also has a Twitch channel, and so he's comfortable doing all this, and he knows a lot more about this technology stuff. So he's like a really good person to hang with on all this. Because now look at me, I'm styling now. I got like chats going on and lives going on with
good. Yeah, actually she knew all that. She figured out how to do the Zoom all on her own. She figured out how to do sharing screen. Like she's just very impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you. So we're moving along. We're getting the channel better and better. You're not going to see it on my recorded videos though. I initially, if you go back to like 1 or 2, I did a lot of more like, what are they called? Like clips.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that, different clips of things that kind of relate to it or whatever. That takes a whole lot of time, and people I think want me to just get the information out. So I'll try to be faster to get the information out. So it'll probably take away from some of that, but I still think they're going to be fine and good. And now we got more to do. When this trial comes, we'll definitely have to live stream it.
Oh yeah. See, I'm super excited about that too. This is going to be the first time. I mean, even during the Casey Anthony case, like these platforms didn't really exist. Well, they existed, but not really in the same way. And, people were sleuthing online, but just not in the same capacity. You know what I mean? So it should be really interesting to see this play out as it goes into, the actual courtroom,
Exactly. Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting. And then as far as tomorrow goes, it's 1 o'clock Mountain Time. So it'd be noon my time. So I could possibly do my lunch hour. I could do the live stream chat at court in that perfect time for my lunch hour if I don't mess it up. But today it wasn't that long. It won't be that long. So
yeah, it shouldn't be long. It should be another really quick one. It should be like boom, boom, then we're all done.
So if I just wait to start it like right when it starts and then clock out from lunch and then,
Yep.
And get me like 500,000 more subscribers and I'll just not have my other job. But
well, you're on your way. Keep covering crime content. The good news is there's enough imbeciles out there committing crimes on a daily basis. So,
really
for you, that's just content security. You're always going to have content for your channel. because there's always going to be a-holes committing like really ridiculous crimes.
Yeah. Who likes the old way?
Hopefully, not as sad as this crime. I don't know what's been going on this month, but there's a lot of sad stories this month. It's crazy. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm just watching some of the chat go by now because I actually figured out how I can make this a small screen and that over there too.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
That's progress in one day.
There you go. See, the more you do this stuff, the more you learn.
Yeah, but I was looking about like I was just YouTubing the adapter that I need to be able to set up a second monitor with my MacBook Air. And then I was messing with, right before we started doing this, I was messing with my work computers and neither of them would work. I need it's an older MacBook Air. I think it's like 2015 or 16 or 17 or something like that. But I know what to do now, so I have to order that. So
connector.
Yeah, the right connector. Because doesn't have a USB port.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a USB port, doesn't HDMI, no HDMI.
Right, so you got to get the thing that makes it an HDMI adapter thing, yeah.
Right.
Well, guys, Kathy, I have to run.
I'm gonna go too. It's 10 o'clock and I gotta go to bed.
I will be around tomorrow, so if you come on around noon, I should be here.
Sounds good. I'm gonna go to you guys. I'm glad you guys all showed up for this last minute live. And whoever said they liked the old way too, I'm still gonna do the old recorded videos. I just am probably gonna be doing more lives because when there's stuff going on in the court, it just makes more sense.
I do like your recorded videos. The way you covered this case, actually, it really helps because there's a lot of people who aren't really apprised to it. So like if I am talking to somebody who's not really up on the case or knows a whole lot about it, like I send them to your channel. So I think that keeping up the video content is just an addition to, I know it's hard when you start doing a live streaming schedule, but just try to balance it, you know?
That's what I mean. Yeah. So when there's new and big stuff going on, we'll go live. And in the meantime, I will make recorded videos for as things change in the case.
Stream as much as you want. It's your channel, but you know, I seriously, I love everything you do. I'm just saying, like, you know, yeah, either way, you have my full support. I do like your recorded videos, and like I said, I do send people over. So
okay, cool, thank you. Then that helps too. So
all right, you guys have a good night. Bye, chat. Bye, Kathy. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Okay, you guys, have a good night. Thank you guys, everybody, for being here, and for anybody that donated, and any new subscribers, subscribe, like, ring the bell. All helps with the YouTube algorithm and getting my videos, you know, shown to people, or suggested is the word. So I am feeling a lot better. Thank you so much. Yeah, I had a bad day yesterday. I felt like poo, but I'm fine now. I'm good. I'm actually allergic to gluten, and I ate gluten, and that's my problem. Don't do that. No matter how many times I think I can do it, and then I do it, it really makes me, it's getting worse as I get older, and the more I eat it, the worse it is. So, all right, good night, everybody. Thank you. Ring the bell, like, subscribe, and any members want to join, we are next Tuesday will be, not this Tuesday. No, I don't know. I'll put it up, but the second Tuesday of the month, we're doing a happy hour. Tuesday. What am I saying Tuesday for? The second Friday of the month, we'll do a happy hour. So it'll be next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday. Okay? All right, bye guys. Take care.